Stock market investors, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jason. Today, we're going to be giving you my new 2025 price prediction for SoFi stock. We're already in August, guys. I can't believe it. So, we got a few months left until the end of the year. The earnings were absolutely incredible. So in today's episode, I'm going to break down my new price target and why I think it's going to get there by the end of 2025. And I'll preview where I think the stock could potentially be at the end of 2026. Let's get into the video. Investors, real quick before we get into the video, if you could do me a huge favor, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really does help us get into YouTube's algorithm. All right, take a look at your screen right now, guys. SoFi Technologies down about 2% today and after hours, down to 21.35. The last week has been bananas. We shot up like over 25 bucks at one point, and then we shot down, and then we shot back up, and then we shot down, and then we went back up, and now we're coming back down. OMG, guys, crazy. I own about 310 shares in this little baby account right here, and total I'm around 4,500 total shares of SoFi stock. So my new price prediction for 2025 is $26. I think that's where the stock will end by the end of 2025. With that $1.5 billion public offering, it definitely slowed down some of the momentum that we gained for such great earnings. I think that's why Anthony Noto chose to do it now, is because, the momentum was great. Over the last 3 months, the stock has been on a tear, guys, up over 70%, right? And then year to date, we're still doing really good, up over 40%. And over the last calendar year, up 250% overall on this stock, right? So there's never been a better time for Anthony Noto and the company to raise a little bit of money. And with them re-entering the crypto space, that could be a potential reason why they're going to take this $1.5 billion, maybe buy a smaller brokerage or put a mean down payment on one of the bigger crypto brokerages as we get back into that. Looks like it's in the fall. All right, I really want to go over why I think the stock's going to be at $26 per share. We're trading around 22. I think September is notoriously not the best for stocks, and October for that matter, right? So I think over the next couple of months, we could see a lot of this go up to 23, go back to 21, go up to 24, go back to 22, up and down, up and down, up and down. And then before the year ends, I think we'll settle in that $25 to $27 range. That's why I'm going to give you a $26 price target, right? SoFi Technologies, they gave investors a triple beat, 43.7% year-over-year revenue growth. They raised guidance. They provided updates on the tech platform, which I made a video about, was something that I really wanted to see happen in this earnings report, and that happened. I'm very happy about that. Yeah, take a look right here, guys. I copied from the earnings report the adjusted net revenue in millions, $858 million. Wow, 44% year-over-year growth. They're guiding for what? Like $3.3 billion. It's absolutely incredible, guys. 858 this quarter. We're on our way, guys. This company, and just look year over year, it's really impressive what Anthony Noto and the team has been doing, right? I think with the increase in EBITDA going up and tangible book value, I think a fair value for SoFi by the end of the year is between $25 and $30, right? But I think with, some macro stuff and the offering, I think 26 bucks is a reasonable price target for where we're at now, around $21, right? So it's up $5 per share. So up around, 15 to 25% gains for the rest of the calendar year. Record adjusted EBITDA of $249 million, 29% adjusted EBITDA margins, guys. Better and better each and every quarter. And the adjusted EBITDA is just straight up like Mount Everest, guys. They're guiding for $960 million on the year. And if we crossed $1 billion, I wouldn't be surprised about that at all whatsoever. GAAP net income of $97 million, 11% GAAP net income margins. Really good stuff here, guys. GAAP net income of $97 million. Here we go. Check it out. On the adjusted net income, here is a chart I'm a visual learner, so I like looking at these a little bit more than other stuff. You can really see this trajectory of net income since 2021 is amazing. What they've been able to accomplish over the last couple of years in a pretty not ideal situation for a company that is giving out loans, right? High interest rates. A lot of these people aren't going to be refinancing their mortgages at 7%, right? When they have a 3% mortgage, that's just not going to happen. But they continue to find ways and different businesses to continue to generate, revenue and bottom line growth. Adjusted net income, they're guiding for $370 million in 2025. I love that. A record adjusted EPS this quarter, 8 cents. 7th straight quarter of profitability, guys. We're getting closer and closer and closer to be in consideration to get into the S&P 500 over the next year or two. That's going to be huge for the stock price, in my opinion. This fee-based revenue is also absolutely crazy, guys. It's really, really remarkable how much this fee-based revenue is taking over the adjusted net revenue, up 72% year over year. 44% of adjusted net revenue is coming from the fee-based segment, guys. This is revenue that's very predictable, and it's here every single quarter, and it's very reliable income streams, and that's what I love about it. The financial services and tech platform revenue contributed to $472 million of adjusted net revenue, up 74% year over year. The next thing I want to talk to investors about is this tangible book value growth of $1.1 billion year over year, and that's up to $5.3 billion in tangible book value. If this is going to be kind of looked at as a bank, the bigger the tangible book value, the more valuable the bank becomes. But I think we're going to be not only a bank, but also the tech side with Technisys and Galileo can really formulate this combination that we've never really seen before in the banking segment. That's why I'm a huge believer in SoFi in the long term. Total deposits grew to $2.3 billion, nearly $30 billion total, driven by member deposits, right? I'm a SoFi Plus member with my direct deposit, which is great because all my savings we get paid every month, which is absolutely incredible, guys. And also, you can't really beat the APY. It's, I think, like 3.8% right now. It's better than the majority of banks, and I love it. And you don't have to like lock your money up in a CD or something. You can take it out whenever you want, right? And then personal loan 90-day delinquencies declined 4 BPS sequentially to 42 BPS, and net charge-offs declined 48 BPS to 2.83%, right? So those are great. The delinquencies are down. That's always good when you're giving out loans, right? Delinquencies can kill a bank. So they're really good at figuring out what customers are loan worthy and who's going to pay back their loans, right? And they also sell a lot of these loans for fees. It's just a great business model, in my opinion. But one of the most impressive things is that the member growth continues to stay at 34% quarter after quarter and year after year. It's really, really remarkable. 850,000 new members to the platform. At this rate, we're going to be between 13.5 and 14.5 million members by year's end. Maybe more. Remember, the NFL season is coming up out here in LA. That's where I live right now. SoFi Stadium hosts not only the Rams home games, but the Chargers home games as well, right? So it's twice as many games, twice as many traffic coming in, and brand awareness is always huge in the fall, right? In September, these games start. Preseason is already going to start in the next couple of weeks, guys. And with every week of the NFL season, there's more and more brand awareness happening at SoFi Stadium, guys. They have a great SoFi lounge there as well. If you have the credit card, you get to go in the lounge. It's really cool. You don't have to wait in line for drinks. You get all these different perks. It's great. I love it. Yeah, it's really, really cool. Yeah, the net revenue for the tech segment of this business, I wanted to see some growth. We had 3 quarters of stagnation and then up a little bit, ticked up here in Q2 2025. Anthony Noto announced that Banco Nacion selected SoFi's Cyberbank digital platform to modernize their digital banking infrastructure on the Q2 earnings call, in addition to providing major insights into the banking platform's future. They're going to add, I think they said 6 clients next year. So these clients are usually big ass clients and generate a lot of money, right? But we really have to ask ourselves, can Galileo and Technisys be combined and deliver these AWS promises? I think we're on our way there. It's not going to grow like some of these other segments, up 30, 40, 50% year over year. I don't think that's going to happen, especially in the beginning, right? Maybe in a couple of years from now, these businesses will really get out there into this banking universe and really take over. But I'm happy with what Noto said with Banco Nacion, just adding these clients. And once they have a reference point, they can go out to these other banks and be like, look what we did for this bank, how we streamlined stuff, how we made their profits better. And that's huge in this AI era, right? And then overall, personal loans, student loans, home loans. What I was really impressed by, home loans is up in a pretty shitty environment for home loans. Let's be honest, guys. No one's super excited about paying 6 to 7% on their mortgage. You would be a fool if you did. And I definitely think over the next 12, 18, 24 months, we're going to see a lot of refinancing happening and a lot of new mortgages, right? I would buy a house right now if it was under 5%, but right now I'm just not going to do it. Especially out here in LA where home prices have run up exponentially over the last 5 years. So I think we're at the point where we're going to see a housing market correction. What's happening in the housing market is like people can't afford houses anymore, man. So it's like it's cheaper to rent because not only do you have to afford the home and the down payment, you got to pay for all the expenses. You got to pay for homeowners insurance. And then you got to pay for stuff that breaks and you have to have a little fun. What if your washer and dryer goes? You can't just call maintenance and they come and fix it if you're renting, right? So there's a lot of concerns there with that. But as interest rates continue to get lower and lower, I think we're going to do 2 rate cuts before the end of the year, probably another 4 to 6 cuts in 2026. And then we'll be in a better spot for home loans. And this business is going to explode for SoFi, in my opinion. In this particular quarter, student loans are always a little bit lower. In the fall, but kind of right now. So in next quarter, I think we'll see a tick up because more students are preparing for the fall to go to college and secondary education. So here we go. Personal loans continues to be thriving for SoFi. All right, SoFi investors, I have one last thing I want to talk to you guys about and why I think $26 is a fair price target for 2025. Remember, we're almost in September already. We're going to be in the fourth quarter before you know it, guys. So I think from $21 up to $26 is fair in my opinion. We could run up to $30, but I don't think that's realistic. I'm not one of those channels who's like, short squeeze, $80 in 2 weeks. That's not how I roll, guys, because that's not reality. I'm not trying to clickbait you guys. I'm just going to give you the up and up and keep it real with you guys. That's why you got to subscribe to the channel. Crypto's coming back. When is it going to happen? We don't know. But I'm excited about it. Bitcoin, Ethereum, stable coins. I think this is going to be huge for the SoFi infrastructure. They're losing a lot of potential revenue to companies like Robinhood, right? So that's where people are going to buy their crypto and stake their crypto. SoFi needs to get in the game. Hopefully we use this $1.5 billion that we just got and really revamp either this whole platform. I think the whole Invest platform needs a facelift, straight up. If you look at Robinhood's app and compare it to SoFi's app, they're not even on the same field. It's like SoFi's app is like a freshman in college, and then Robinhood is like a potential Hall of Fame NFL player. That's kind of the difference between the apps right now, in my opinion. We need to get full-fledged options on that platform. They're just leaving a lot of money on the table here, in my opinion. But I think over the next year or two, they'll revamp the whole Invest platform, kind of get it up to speed, and start generating tons and tons of revenue. I'm a member of Charles Schwab, and the amount of fees I have to give them with my options trades are crazy, right? Between that and crypto, I think they're leaving a lot of money on the table, and they will soon get that revenue in to the SoFi infrastructure, and I'm excited about it, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. If you want more videos like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.